Hey, doll, is this guy boring you? Why don't you come and talk to me? I'm from a different planet.
What's up, knuckleheads? Red Davis welcoming you back to Viva podcast right here from Revolucha on IWRWrestling.com. All along, you've been joining us in this series, checking out the first match of the Revolucha 3 DVD, that being the King of the Independents Gauntlet. Zach Gowen, the one-legged superstar, hopping around like Hopalong Cassidy, started off as the referee, but saw fit to insert himself into the action and become a participant vying for that much-coveted King of the Indies title. Well, who's next on Zach's list? Let's check it out right here, Viva the Podcast.
That official, Zach Gowen, being a former King of the Indies champion, took matters into his own hands, but he may be regretting that now as Josh, the Stash Abercrombie, takes it to Zach Gowen.
That's right, former IWA Mid-South champion, is that correct, Harvey?
Light heavyweight
champion. Josh Abercrombie, this guy is all class. This guy is a classic wrestler. Look at that facial hair, nicely trimmed and neat.
Back elbow now.
The cock of the walk, strutting his stuff.
Zach Gowen fighting back. One-legged dropkick. Incredible agility by this phenom. 2 count only. Referee Steve Bernstein, the fresh referee into this match, Red.
I'm still confused as how is this is even being allowed that Zach Gowen goes.
Oh! Unbelievable. That's gotta be it. Somebody call an ambulance.
That's what you get, ref.
And Josh Abercrombie peeling Zach off of the mat. A right hand now. You can see Zach is just on planet, who knows what, planet Pluto.
He's standing on a jelly leg right now, I'll tell you that, Harvey.
And here we see Josh Abercrombie.
He hasn't got a leg to stand on.
The Taliban backpack lung blower, and that's gotta be it. 1, 2, and 3. Josh Abercrombie advances in this King of the Independents Gauntlet match.
Just to clarify, Harvey, can you repeat the name of Josh Abercrombie's
The Taliban backpack lung blower. Hey, I didn't come up with it. That's Josh Abercrombie's name.
That's a classy name.
And here we see Huss, Jimmy Jacobs, IWR superstar, Ring of Honor superstar, Worldwide Independent superstar. You may have seen him on SmackDown. Here you see him taking it to Josh Abercrombie. Goes for the Contra code, but it's countered by Josh's Taliban backpack lung blower, Red. And here we see a lion salt by Josh Abercrombie, countered by Jimmy Jacobs with a drop kick to the midsection. Jimmy Jacobs now going up to the top.
With his sexy Billy Joe Travis-like tights.
What? Red, would you please?
What is he thinking wearing that stuff? Jimmy Jacobs, come on.
I was thinking more hard body Harrison, but I digress. And here we see another right hand.
Whoa!
Jimmy Jacobs almost falling out of the ring. He's been doing a lot of that lately.
A clubbing blow from Josh Abercrombie there.
And again, nobody's wanting to take the low ground here as finally a bite to the forehead sends Josh Abercrombie down. Off the top rope, rolls out of the way. Now Jimmy Jacobs takes the advantage. And yes, he's going for it. The Contra code, and that's going to do it. That finishes off opponents from here to Timbuktu. And 1, 2, 3.
Visit IWRWrestling.com to get Revolucha stuff and to find out about upcoming shows.
Viva la Revolucha!
Welcome back to Viva la Podcast right here, showing you the wrap-up. We're getting ready to go into it. We're going to give you the whole kit and caboodle right here. Jimmy Jacobs has just hit the ring, and who's lying next? The last 2 competitors in the King of the Indies Gauntlet. Live from Revolucha 3, here we go.
Tonight, it's Revolucha 3, the biggest show of the year. Everybody's here, man. There's guys in the locker room with masks. There's best in the world. There's veterans, there's newcomers, there's legends here. And tonight, there's a 10-man gauntlet for the King of the Indys title. The title's been held by the King of the Indys. Nate Matson, AJ Styles, Nate Matson. You and I have a long history being tag team partners. If I do recall, 3 years ago, with one boot, I pinned you for the King of the Indys title. So, just like 2003, history will repeat itself. And I might have to bring out the power of the furry boots to make it as such.
IWR Gauntlet match for the King of the Independence Championship, a title that I have held on 2 occasions in the past. Now 10 guys walk into this match, only 1 man walks out with the King of the Indys title. Now I know that there are certain members in this match, certain people that I know very well. Jimmy Jacobs, you've made a name for yourself throughout the independent circuit, throughout the wrestling world. You are the man that ended my 2nd reign as King of the Independence Championship. Now, I'm walking into this match knowing full well you have an edge. You beat me 1 time, but I've beaten everybody in the IWR locker room. I will walk out of this match 3-time IWR King of the Independence Champion.
He's been defeated. Jimmy Jacobs
Oh,
continues.
here we have former IWR champ Nate Matson with a clubbing blow to the back of Jimmy Jacobs' neck. Here we go. It's going to turn up right here, Harvey. The former champ is in here to do business. He's already held the King of the Indys title. I think he's here to get it back.
Nate Matson is such an opportunist, Red. Here you see a man so egotistical in that he is the only Triple Crown IWR champion.
Well, what's egotistical about it? It's truth.
Well, he has a sense of entitlement, and he just comes out and takes advantage of Jimmy Jacobs. Very unsportsmanlike, but I should expect nothing less from Nate Matson. An incredible flying airplane there, Hurricane Rana, head scissors.
Let me ask you something, Harvey. Are we here to do a dance? Are we here to do ballet? Or is Nate Matson here to win a freaking belt? He's here to win a title. He's out here doing what he should do, and he's out taking it to Jimmy Jacobs like he should.
And here you see a bridging pin combination by Nate Matson.
I personally love Nate Manson's new vicious attitude he's taking lately.
I'm not sure if I like his new vicious yellow pants though, Red.
Well,
And here we see a European uppercut on Jimmy Jacobs. Jimmy Jacobs has just taken a beating ever since Nate has come into this matchup.
There
Red.
we go, old school back rake. That one never gets old.
And here you see taunting Jimmy Jacobs, Nate Matson pulling the hair, and now with the knee to the back of the neck on the ropes, referee Steve Bernstein is giving that 5 count. And here you see Nate breaking it just prior to that 5. Irish whip, drop down, signature Nate Matson with the spinning back elbow. 2 count only as Jimmy Jacobs has the fighting spirit of a 7-foot-tall giant, yet compacted into a 5'7" wrestler.
Well, Nate Matson has fire in his eyes right now. Do you see the fury and intensity going on right now in Nate Matson's chops to Jimmy Jacobs, crumbling him in the corner? This is great, Harvey.
What I see, Red, is a lot of arrogance and a lot of being a little pompous. And here you see Jimmy Jacobs with the reversal sunset flip, almost pinning the former IWR champion. Here you see a big lariat left-handed by Nate Matson. And now the throat of Jimmy Jacobs may be a little worse for the wear, Red.
That's an understatement. Nate Matson scooping up Jimmy Jacobs by his mangy mane. Giving him his what for.
And here you see buckling Jimmy Jacobs with a barrage of right hands as Nate Matson, again, picking him up.
Look at the anger and fire.
I think he's going for the M80 here. Oh, but it is countered into a roll-up by Jimmy Jacobs, 2 count only. Nate Matson furious with the knee to the midsection.
Nate Matson is definitely a ring veteran. Jimmy Jacobs is no spring chicken, even though he's a young man. He's been in the business since he was 15 years old.
Absolutely.
But Nate Matson has been in this business a long time, and he's been up and down the highways, and I don't think he's going to let Jimmy Jacobs take this opportunity away from him, Harvey, here at Revolucha 3.
I'll tell you what, Nate Matson is a salty dog. And here you see the grimacing face of Nate Matson as he's taunting the fans here at Revolucha, who are getting behind Jimmy Jacobs and his one-legged panties. Unbelievable now. A smack to the face of Jimmy Jacobs. Irish whip sends Jimmy to the corner. Now a boot to the butt of the chin of Nate Matson. Jimmy Jacobs has some fight. And a jumping Hurricane Rana. There's a lot of lucha flavor in this opening matchup here. And a big spear by Jimmy Jacobs. That's got to be it. 2 count only. Nate Matson avoiding the defeat.
I'd call that more like a medium spear, because even though he gave it all, he got Harvey. Jimmy Jacobs is
What is CK3 doing in this matchup? He is scheduled to face Sabu for the IWR Heavyweight title. What is he doing inserting himself into this matchup with Alex Kane?
Whoa, I think that's a little unfair. He hasn't inserted himself.
Whoa! And you see now the distraction actually is helping Nate Matson. Hits the M80 with a handful of tights. Nate Matson is your new 3-time King of the Independents champion, Red.
Well, there you have it. Once again, holding that King of the Indies title, it's the amazing one himself, Nate Matson. Who would have thought Conrad Kennedy III, the man that took the IWR Heavyweight title from Nate, would have helped him out, but he did. All this and so much more available right now on the Revolucha 3 DVD, available by logging on to the official home of Revolucha, IWRWrestling.com. And fans, if you're at home noodling around on the MySpace on your electric fancy talking box, don't be afraid to look up Revolucha and add us to your superficial internet friends list, because we're best friends forever. I'm Red Davis, thanking you for joining us in another action-packed episode here at Viva Podcast. Thank you for supporting Revolucha, the future of independent professional wrestling.